Right, welcome to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Game Boy Color. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what this is like. Oh, half-pipe mode. Tournament mode. One-on-one versus CPU mode. Right, let's have a go with the half-pipe. We've got Tony Hawk, Bob Burns-Quist, Jeff Rowley, Bucky Lazak, Rune Glifberg, Andrew Reynolds, Kareem Campbell, Chad Musker, Jamie Thomas, and Elisa Steemer. We're gonna go Chad Musker. Remember Chad Musker? I remember Chad Musker. He's funny. So who we've got? What we got? Burnside, Portland, Skate Park, Chicago, Downtown, Minneapolis. So you got three choices of like half pipe that you can play in, which is cool. Let's go with the skate park one. Oh, okay, so doing tricks is a bit weird. Ooh. Music's quite good actually. Quite good for Game Boy Color. Quite good, like kind of upbeat music. Oh! Fell down. First fall. Surprised I hadn't done it earlier. He's trying to. So far, the A button does tricks, which is cool. But this is actually not too bad. You know, I wouldn't have minded this on the Game Boy Color. I'm trying to see if the B button does anything. From what I can tell. At least the steam is getting railed. She's getting steamed. But only try. Now, the reason I have it in this perspective, with the old Bible Aim backgrounder, as I call it, I think for PS1 games, I think for this backgrounder serves a good purpose for the Phoenix Games ones when I cover them. Everything else can be done in just widescreen, it's fine. Oh, tried. It can be just done in widescreen. But I think for like Game Boy Color games, you know, and probably Game Boy Advance, I'll have to use this format. Let's see how many twists and turns we can do. One-on-one versus CPU. First to finish wins. It's difficult because it doesn't work with the perspective. Because you can't tell really where you're kind of going. You can't tell what's something that could be potentially an obstacle. Stay here, you'll be fine. Ah! It's like that! You know for a fact that's a roof. Look, that's a fucking roof. Stop it. Like I said, you know for a fact that's a roof. Like that, it was like hitting that. You think, it's like, that's a wall? It looks like a ramp. So the perspective is kind of off. And there's not really much you can do about it, unfortunately. You can try your best, but it's not really a mode that holds up, in my opinion. Yeah, like that. It's just, you think you're gonna do all right? Yeah, grand. But you think, oh, maybe I'll hit that. But you don't. Let's have a go on the tournament mode. Oh, it's just... So this is the main mode then. I ain't gonna win this. But... Like that. That is bullshit. That is the most refined bullshit I've ever seen. I came fourth. That's better than I expected. Woo, ride. Oh. Just let that sit. Oh my fucking god, baby. Oh. That is fucking beautiful. Oh my fucking god, baby. Oh. You can get much tighter turns using the D-pad than you can with the analog stick. The analog stick takes... It's like a bit of delay. It might be my controller. Oh, there's no sticker slaps. It's a long time. Ugh. It's been a long time since I played this game, you have to understand. I can't believe how bad I am at this. It's been a long... Tony Hawk's was my jam back in the day, but you have to understand, I spent next to no time with this game. Oh fuck. No time, because my first Tony Hawk's game was Pro Skater 2. That was my first one. I got this game afterwards, and I didn't like it as much, probably because obviously Pro Skater 2 was more refined, the controls. I still listen to a lot of Tony Hawk's music. Some of that stuff, like Less Than Jake, is great. A bit of Papa Roach did the Blood Brothers. Some of the songs. My favourite one personally is All My Best Friends Are Metalheads. I think isn't that by Less Than Jake? I just think that, to me, that is the perfect song to be in an amalgamation of the Tony Hawk series. To me, it just feels like it's the perfect song to basically reference the entirety of the Tony Hawk series. Oh, I got a bit of a wall ride there. I forgot. I didn't realise wall rides were... Oh, you could do wall rides in the first game. Oh! Real life, that would fucking destroy you. I've got a playlist of all my favourites. Basically up until American Wasteland. And I think there's a few songs, like... from Project 8 and Proving Ground, but not many. Because mine was more of like the ska, I think it's called ska, punk ska kind of thing. Obviously you had your like My Ideas, well, J. Concrete Floors, I don't know the lyrics, that's all I remember. which song I liked, which was obviously like kind of rap hip hop kind of thing. And I found like the later games tend to do that more. I did like that one. There was much cooler ones. Like one of the most iconic levels for me personally is the cruise ship from Pro Skater 3. I spent a lot of time with Pro Skater 3. That was probably the Tony Hawk's game. The Tony Hawk game I spent probably the most time with was Pro Skater 3. Fucking played the absolute shit out of that. But yeah, it's just with Ride. Then you had like what was the fucking other one? You had Ride, and then they had a sequel to that, which I can't even remember the name of. That's not fucking much relevance it has for me. And you had Pro Skater, then that was like you heard nothing. You had, I can't remember what other games there were between that, but then you had what was it? Pro Skater HD, which was made by Robomundo, and it just didn't quite feel right. It was all right, but it just didn't quite feel right. And that's when I knew, when I played that game, and it's considered to be like Robomundo's best Tony Hawk's game is Pro Skater HD. And when I played that, and I was like, oh, this is what the people consider to be their best. Welcome to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the Nintendo 64. Now this is going to be interesting. For the Nintendo 64, I'm going to struggle like hell with this. Regardless, they did fuck it up. I never had the N64 versions because I had the PlayStation 1 version. I was lucky. Imagine having an N64 and then getting this and going, this is fucking awesome. To then later on in life play the PlayStation 1 version and go, what the fuck? That is so much better. It's got no momentum. I don't know if for people watching this, probably I'd imagine the majority who ever decides to watch this video would be like just interested to see what the N64 version's like more than anything, and they grew up with the PlayStation version. But no, there's no momentum. You know how like when you jump, you got like momentum. You got no momentum with this. You have to build it up, which is fine, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work all the time.